against Emanuel, the former Chicago mayor, who has worked for and is good friends of both President Clinton and Obama. The left says Emanuel should be disqualified over his handling as mayor of the murder of 17-year-old Laquan McDonald in 2014. McDonald was shot 16 times as he ran away from police. Emanuel has denied the claims of a cover-up, but confirmation hearings are tomorrow on Capitol Hill, and we understand there's going to be protests. Pablo Manriquez, Capitol Correspondent for the Latino Rebels, joins us now. Boy, you couldn't even imagine something like this 4 or 8 years ago, could you?
I mean, I think it would be really hard to imagine it 8 years ago because Rahm Emanuel was basically untouchable. He came out of the House where he was an enforcer for House leadership on the Democratic side, and then he became Barack Obama's chief of staff. And by becoming Barack Obama's chief of staff, he had to set the priorities, like especially in Obama's first term when he had all the political capital going for him, what were going to be the priorities of the Obama administration. And so everybody now who's been left behind has a bone to pick with this guy. For example, immigrants. Immigrants feel that they kind of were left behind during the Obamacare negotiations, that Rahm Emanuel, when he set the priorities for the White House, he said the first thing we're going to tackle is health care. Immigrants, climate, all these other groups that are now a lot more prominent than they were 8 or 12 years ago when Democrats last had House, Senate, and White House control, have been, they have been waiting for this moment to deny Rahm Emanuel something for a long time.
So how much of this is genuine anger and how much of this is arguing for the next call? Because it seems almost like a fait accompli that he'll be confirmed.
I think a lot of it is not just necessarily arguing for the next cause. I think it's arguing for the next generation. Congress is run by, I mean, I hate to say it, but very, very old people. And I think that
I don't know why you hate to say it, Pablo, because if the combined age of the top 3 Democrats in the House is older than the Republic itself, it's just a fact.
No, it is a fact, and it is a problem because there isn't really clear lines of succession in the Democratic Party caucus. So one of the big sort of revelations from the latest FEC fundraising numbers is that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez now has more than enough money, she's the House progressive, to launch an exploratory committee for Senate in New York. Now, Kirsten Gillibrand is up for re-election next year. Charles Schumer, Senate Majority Leader Charles Schumer, will be up for election in 2024. And at this point, like I'm saying, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, much more famous than either of those 2 people, with a nation of supporters that, would probably mobilize around the state of New York to get out the vote for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Oh,
another thing that's interesting
I was just say, Pablo, it's like reporters have got to be licking their chops. Buckle up for a primary race with AOC and Schumer or Kirsten Sinema up in, or Senator Gillibrand up in New York. Wow. All right, Pablo, thank you.
Buckle up for a power vacuum because the baby boom in Congress will eventually retire.
Yeah, eventually, even some older than baby boomers. Thank you, sir. A school administrator in Texas still has her job after discussing the need to acknowledge and perhaps teach, quote,